All right, welcome traders. This is our midweek analysis. This is Light FX, your one-stop shop your forex solutions. So let's look at what we have this week and how the market is performing. We have been watching two instruments connected to the Canadian dollar of late, all right? And so we are looking towards the opportunities that they offer. We have been expecting the Canadian dollars to take on the US dollars and sell, and so we continue to wait. So if you look at what we have all the while on the monthly time frame, the narrative is still a sell, and with a sell bias who continue to hold a sell perspective and not a buy perspective. So buying here might be quite risky because you are buying against the narrative. So here, what we are seeing essentially is that we see something very significant on the weekly time frame. What is that? On the weekly time frame, this, right, is a reversal pattern, a three candle reversal pattern. Okay, it's a three candle reversal pattern, right? And so we're expecting that price will read. But the question is, will price get as much as this high before it goes on the raid? All right, not really. Let's look at the daily time frame and see what the daily time frame shows. On the daily time frame, all right, we see that a raid has already occurred on these current highs. All right, all these pools have been taken out. Okay, there's a liquidity pool here on this bearish on this harami. There's a liquidity pool here on this engulfing, and they've been taken out. See why you need to understand where your entry is supposed to be. When we gave the call last week, this was our entry point, and that's why it must be safe. You need to know how to find your entry. And this week, beginning from tonight, all right, during the mentorship, we'll begin to talk about discuss entries, right? So our entry was holding and with a stop loss here, but now price have raided the stop loss, so that stop loss has been validated, all right? But however, our entry is still intact until then. So we'll continue to find a perfect entry for this trade opportunity. There's something that is occurring at this point, and that is a liquidity pool. Price has currently traded into the liquidity pool. We should be expecting a reversal around this area, and then price will drop. Are there possibilities that price can come to take out this high? Oh, yes, because we don't know the depth of the liquidity pool, and we don't know how much institutions need, all right, to move the market downwards. But essentially, we are staying on a sell position. I repeat, we are staying on a sell position. Until then, our entry at this point has been shifted. We have a new entry currently here, except we have the current entry is now this level at 1.4866. If price closes today with this harami, we will expect one more stop run, and then we should begin to sell. That will give us a higher entry point, all right, to sell downwards. Like I said, it's going to be a long sell in this third quarter, and that will see us take price down by currently we are taking price down by over 600 pips. What do we have on the AUDCAD? The AUDCAD also is still tanking and heavily pressing down. So what are we expecting? But the AUDCAD seems to be resting on a very strategic point right now, but the pressure is still downwards from the monthly time frame. We look at it from the weekly time frame, we see that a liquidity pool is taken out, but then it is not a good liquidity pool. Why? Because there's no willingness to the upside after the pizza formation. This is kind of a pizza formation, otherwise could also be an engulfing, but it's more of a pizza formation than an engulfing. And there's no willingness after that move, and we see price coming down. Remember, I told you that price will continue to come down on the AUDCAD formation. Remember, I mentioned that the price will continue to come down on the AUDCAD formation. Now, look at it on the daily time frame. There's something that's very significant here. We know that last week, this is the tweezer formation we're looking at, right? This is kind of tweezer formation, so there's liquidity pool down here, but it looks like price have raided it. We want to see if potentially price will begin to rise, but then until that, the AUDCAD is still keeping up with a sell profile. The AUDCAD is still keeping up with a sell profile. Let's see how it goes this week, and then before we can find opportunity. I've always said, if you see entry points daily, every day in the market, then you might be on a very high risk. You might be on a very high risk. I'm not trying to probe into your strategy, but I'm just saying that you might need to be trained again. You might need to be trained again. All right. So the opportunities are not yet clear for us to find entry, and we don't trade when we don't have a short to go. All right. At this point, because we don't have opportunities in the currency market, let's look towards the indices market. So the indices market, we gave out this signal too on the range break 100. There was a reason why we hit the signal. If you look at this point, right, this is the daily time frame. You can see that there is a pattern here that gave us an entry. All right, this is a very perfect what do you call it, evening star. That's an evening star, and then price gave willingness to the evening star, returned into the area, and then started selling. You can see the sell, you can see the entry, and you can see the stop loss. It's just a very clear move, and then we're selling. See, price is already going downward. And where are we taking our profit? We're taking our profit downward to that TP below. You see that? Now, why are we exiting at that TP? Because this is a harami right here. This is a harami right here. So the institutions are looking after driving price upward, creating willingness. So in the real sense, the narrative of this market is now a buy. But the institutions want to break this bottom first before the buy will resume. So we have to get out of here when this low is readed, because it will not be a buy scenario. Until then, we hold our position. We will get to this point where we can now enjoy a buy trade. All right. Let's look at jump 50. Jump 50 on the weekly time frame now suggests a buy because of the weaknesses here. If we look at it from the monthly perspective, we see that from last 2 months, all right, yeah, from last 2 months before, we now had an engulfing, all right, and then price slowed down, then one more move, and now price is beginning to rise. So the buy is beginning to rise. The narrative is still a sell, but they will have a buy bias right now, a short buy bias that will see price rise to this level. Price could rise to this level before going down again, So how do we find entry for this? Well, kind of missed this opportunity. We would have got into this trade earlier this week, right? Okay, but there seems not to be very clear momentum in this trade opportunity. So we continue to look for when momentum will be full for us to engage a buy position. Volatility 75, on the other hand, just kicked a low and is rising. Now, the narrative for volatility 75 is actually a sell bias, not a buy. So please do not buy. The volatility 75 is actually on a sell stream. Oh, why it's not loading? All right, so get loaded. So now this is the volatility 75. It is a sell, friends, not a buy. It's a sell, not a buy. All right, but price just kicked off from a level, all right, and then began to rise. So that rise, you see price take another move downwards, all right? We should see price take another move downwards. So if you look at what is happening right now, you will discover that last month price came down, all right? And then this looked like an engulfing, then willingness to go up, and then price came down. So now, could price be going up right now? Price is going up actually to go fill a void before it will continue to descend. So if you want to take short buys, you'll be willing, it'll be fine to take short buys, but the real narrative for this market is a sell. So we'll be waiting for price to rise to this high, and then before we begin to sell again. I have one more instrument I'd like to show. Okay, this trade has been running for weeks now. We've been holding it for about 3 weeks now, and it's a buy trade. We're currently in profit, and we're also rising. Let me see. Is there any other instrument? I need to analyze the crash 1000. So on the monthly time frame, the crash 1000 has shown weaknesses from volume. Look at the volume that was dropped 4 months ago. Then 3 months ago, it reduced by market assessment. And 2 months ago, you can see the volume again drop. Now there was rejection at the bottom. So if we look at it under assessment, we see that there is weakness at the bottom here, and that is what is giving price the opportunity to rise. So currently, what do we mean on crash 1000? Crash 1000 is a buy. It's a buy. So should I start buying crash 1000? No. I want to see crash 1000 just crash a little with a little crash down here. Then the full buy scale will resume. Thank you very much. This is coming from Double FX and end to chasing strategy. See you on Friday. All the best and goodbye.